Ladies and gentlemen, another massive L for the racists out there in the world because we have some more news from Mr. Chuddy Buddy. Okay. It's looking like the big Chud is going to be spending a nice amount of time in jail while he faces these charges. Okay. Mind you, he's facing like somewhere upwards of 50 years. Okay, now I don't think he's actually going to get 50 some years, but that is something crazy to walk down. Okay, now we found out some new information regarding the money that Chud's been raising. Now, me personally, I don't think he has that money anymore. The most he probably has is the new money that they raised. I would say maybe $50,000 because he's been using that to live. He's had no job. He's been moving around, flying all over the place. He's had travel expenses. But on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, it's seeming like the prosecution is going to push to where Chud doesn't even get to use any money raised in his Give Sin Go to put toward his bond. But before we even get to that, I want to show you what a lawyer kind of broke down for us when it comes to a what you call it, when it comes to an attempted murder charge. You don't necessarily pay 10% like any other regular charge. You have to put something up that more reflects like 50% of what your bond is because it's such a serious charge. That's why when Diddy went to jail, they were trying to put his mansion as collateral. The bondsmen and people who are actually going to put it into play, they want something more. But the attorney's going to break it down more clearly for us. Let's check this out.
So this is a two-stage process right now for Chud. So right now what he's got is bond. There's bond and there's bail. So bail is often a kind of technical process where reports are filed, like, is this guy a flight risk? Does he have bonds to the community? There's an examination of facts that goes into bail. Mm-hmm. But before you get to bail, because bail takes an arraignment, which is normally a few days later, post-arrest. Bond is something you might get right away. So it's possible they gave him a $1.25 million bond, and then when they get to bail and they have more facts in the record, they'll reduce the bail. I don't think Chud's getting out on a $1.25 million. I don't think he has the resources to do it.
His GoFundMe has like 130, 140K in there. He has a GoFundMe.
It's not enough. That's enough for the 10% for the bail bondsman, but it's not enough.
How much do you think he's going to need?
Is not
like total
half the remainder.
Okay, so
$500,000 in collateral.
Half the remainder is crazy. Now, see, me with my ignorant self who doesn't deal with going to jail, I'm happily ignorant of the facts. You know what I'm saying? But my ignorant self thought that it was just 10% across the board. Not necessarily. This guy has to have about $500,000 to get out of this situation that he's in. Mind you, he's still fighting the charges. This is just so he can get out. He's not coming up with that. I don't care how many racist pieces of shit come together to try to raise money. I highly doubt that they're going to make it to that type of a number. And on top of that, the sick joke might be that he won't even be able to tap into those funds anyway. But let's continue.
Collateral. He doesn't have to lose it.
Yeah.
So again, when you pay a bail bondsman, you put up to 10%. The bail bondsman keeps that 10%. You never get it back. That's his fee.
Yep.
If he had 1.25 million himself, he could put it all up, cover his own bond, and then as long as he shows up to court, he ends up getting it back.
Yeah.
See, and this is why I didn't understand the role of the bail bondsman. That's where the whole 10% comes from. He gets that money. That's what he's gonna get. That's why you lose it and you come out of jail, because most normal people can't pay the full actual amount. What this guy is saying is that Chud has to come up with way more for the bail bondsman for them to even touch this. And mind you, this is Chud. This is Chud. And wherever I think Chud lives, there's like 9 bail bondsman like agencies around, I've heard, and majority of them don't even want to deal with him. So it's going to be very difficult for him to even if he has the money, it's going to be very difficult for him to post bail. Nobody likes this guy, and it's making it increasingly difficult for him to get anything right to work for him.
So what I expect would happen here is he'd have to put up 10%, 125 grand that he loses to the bail bondsman. And then the bailsman is going to say, but I want collateral for half the million that's left over.
Yeah, gotcha.
So do you have a $500,000 house, or do you have a house with $500,000 in equity? I mean, do you have a $500,000 in resources that can be collateral?
So some quick math right there will tell you guys that that's $625,000 roughly that Chud's going to have to poop out of his ass. That's not going to happen. I'm telling you, $625,000 just to get out of jail for some time while you fight this case, not going to happen, bro. He's better off using whatever little coins he has left to give to his attorney to fight the case while he's still inside. That's what I would say.
That I can seize if you run.
Gotcha. Okay.
And not many people have that.
Yeah.
So
no,
I don't know if Chud does or not, but I would be surprised.
Now, mind you, this is the funny thing, right? This is why I tell you, like, the racists out there, they're really stupid. They're not very developed in the brain, because now there's a scam going around with the Chud the Builder face. There are multiple scams going around on Give, Send, Go. And listen, let's just keep it real. Give, Send, Go doesn't give a fuck. They don't care. They'll let the worst person on the planet have a Give, Send, Go, right? Recently, there's been some scams going where people are posing as Chud the Builder, and they might have a little statement that for legal purposes to show that they're not actually him, but people don't read, and they're making money off of a fake Give, Send, Go with different goals. Let me show you one of them. Mind you, the real Give, Send, Go, Chud the Builder, has raised almost $200,000, if not more at this point, right? But look at this one. It's a whole new goal with $10,000, and it's raised $648. Now it says, keep Chud the Builder's legacy alive. I'm not going to read the whole thing. On the 14th of May, 2026, Dalton Etherly was charged with attempted murder after the incident on blah, blah, blah in Tennessee. And basically they give the story making it feel as though the money's going to him. The money's going straight into this person's pocket. Look at some of the comments. These people are idiots, bro. Good luck, Chud. You don't deserve this. $50. Godspeed, Chud. Let justice prevail. $20. Meet black on white violence with violence. $50. Here's a few bucks to help your legal case, you fucking idiots. I'm so glad. These people live in the world. They walk around. They go to our restaurants. Holy shit, they're stupid. Here's some money, Chud. This not going to Chud. That's going to Frank. He's going to go buy the new PlayStation with that. This is, hold on, let me show you one more. Man, listen. I feel like I'm in the wrong business sometimes, because there's just random people going around using this moron's face, cashing in on idiots. It's a beautiful thing. Let me show you one more. This is another one that just popped up. A goal of $10,000, $170 raised. What does this one say? They just got they got an image off of Google and just blasted it up there. It says, several days ago I was accosted by a black man trying to attack me and defend myself with legal firearm, blah, 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 blah. Please help me stop the Democrat scumbags who... And it worked again. It's working. $170 raised. You just got scammed, you fucking idiot. This just got posted. Look, 2 hours ago. Someone says... Anonymous giver, $5. Give them hell, Chud. Look, another person posted $20. Hope you can resume your 1A work soon. Can't let the weak, simple-minded control what you say. Oh, my God. Yo, listen, I'm convinced that some people don't need to have a driver's license. Like, I feel like some people should have their driver's license taken away. They need to have a bell on their neck So every time they pass somebody and we hear a bell, it's a mandatory bell. So we know that's the idiot class of people who don't use their brains. Stay away from them because they might be dangerous. We gotta, man, that's crazy. I would give you guys some advice to make some quick money, but I would say that's probably not something I could legally do on the channel. But if we were just having a regular conversation, I'd give you some advice to make some quick money real quick. It would be easy. Anyways, let's move on. Something good in the world, though. I'll show you something else. Speaking of money being raised, we got to check out the guy who we finally got to see what's happening with the man who got shot. The black man who got shot, who's a veteran, apparently. They started a GoFundMe, and it's now raised over $200,000. And guess what? He'll be able to use that money. And he won't have to spend it on bail fees. Let's check this out. It says, standing with Josh and family after shooting. And then they just pretty much post like a request of some help. It says, it saddens me to come and ask for some help, but today at Montgomery County Courthouse in Clarksville, Tennessee, my husband was involved in an altercation that led to him being shot by a man known as Chud the Builder, who is widely known for making racial slurs toward people of color. My husband Josh was shot in the stomach and shoulder. Crazy. So, in my opinion, Chud was trying to kill Buddy. I've seen some people say, like, oh, he probably wasn't trying to kill him, but still that's not right. I feel like he was trying to kill him. Stomach, shoulder, head, you know, it kind of seems like he was getting higher and higher. So blah, 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 where are we? Racial slurs toward black people. He's been shot in the stomach and shoulder. As of the latest update, he is in stable condition, but the emotional and financial impact this will have on our family is unimaginable. There's no telling how long I may be out of work to help take care of my husband, who is already a disabled veteran and suffers from other mental conditions, to which Chud already told us specifically that the man said that he has PTSD. And I want to point out another thing. Chud was telling the police officer, the guy said, I have PTSD and you're making me feel, and then he stopped talking. Go back and look at the video. Chud was telling the truth at that very moment. He said, the man said, I have PTSD and you're making me feel, and then he just changed subject to chimping out and all that other stuff. The guy told him that he had PTSD and you're making me feel unsafe. When you state that and someone continues to antagonize you, that kind of creates a self-defense case for that other person. Chud didn't want to say that, and he caught himself while he was talking. Go look at the video again. So we already know that the medical condition is probably PTSD and some other shit. She continues, our children are also struggling through this difficult time. I'm not asking for a lot, but if you feel it in your heart to help, please consider donating to support our family during this time of need. If you're unable to help financially, we completely understand and simply ask that you please keep us in your prayers. Thank you all for the love and support and prayers. And they raised over $200,000. They'll probably hit $300 by the end of this week. Ain't that a beautiful thing? And it's not going to go to court fees, and it's going to hopefully go to somebody that's not a complete piece of shit scumbag. Because we already know Chud is a piece of shit scumbag. There's no question there. But anyways, recently posted, everybody's been keeping up with this. Even No Jumper had posted, and this is where it was found out. It says, District Attorney reportedly plans to block Chud the Builder from using his fundraiser money toward his bond. We'll see how that works in the next couple of days because we will be keeping up with this case on this channel. And I find that it's just funny because the biggest racist out there, like Nick Fuentes and shit, is even saying send Chud to jail. You know that when Nick Fuentes is saying to send somebody like Chud to jail, you know you done fucked up. This shit is hilarious. I want to show you this, man. Because even someone like Nick Fuentes can't stand this fucking guy. Imagine being hated by even your own kind. Ooh.
Vipers. Praying that Chud has at least one winged on his jury and no grow vipers. Free Chud.
I say send him to jail. I don't think what he did was defensible. What, like, yeah, at a certain point, if you're running around with a gun antagonizing people and then you shoot somebody, like, it's one thing if somebody attacks you for no reason and you shoot them. It's another thing if it's like, here I am with my live stream where I provoke confrontations. I hope I don't have to kill anybody today. Like, I don't know, man. I wish that he could just reform and, you know, they give him a slap on the wrist and he doesn't do anything again. But, I mean, that was going to happen no matter what.
Lana Del Rey Grower percent $20.
Whoa, almost like common sense, huh? But no, the racists out there, they'll scream to the top of their lungs. Their bad breath will be blowing across the room, screaming that no, Chud is an American hero. Chud is a hero. Fuck out of here, man. Chud is a pussy. Let me show you another video of someone physically confronting Chud. Not in a crazy way, confronting him to a boxing match. Chud is a bitch. This energy that you're about to see right here, this very energy that you see right here is the energy he's going to have in prison. And it's not going to work out the same over there.
You gonna box me or not?
You just press me. Get out of my face, bro.
Are you gonna box me or not?
No, I told you, you don't have enough bread. You offered 200K, it's not enough. It's not enough.
For the shits and giggles, bro.
For the shits and giggles, I could make way more. I got way more motion than that. You know that. That's why you came here. I told you, you don't have enough bread.
You don't have enough bread. Chud, sweetheart. You know what I mean? Sweetie. Because that's what you look like in your little fairy outfit. Sweetheart, listen. You barely have $200,000 with the crowdfunding, with the begging you've been doing. You understand what I'm saying? Come on now. You know you could use that $200,000. You don't have enough bread. You don't have enough bread, man. Shit. Chud wishes he could get $200,000 in one pop. He wishes he could earn $200,000. Yet instead he begs for it, and has little fucking moron idiots from around the country giving it to him. Anyways, folks, I just wanted to I want to keep you guys updated on the whole Chud thing. It's seeming as though Chuddy Buddy won't even be able to use his little begging money for his bail. We will find out. We'll see if the bond is reduced. I think there will be like a hearing next week. I'm assuming on Monday. I'll keep my eyes open. I'm assuming it's going to be Monday. I doubt the court system out there has too much going on. Let's keep it real. So stay tuned, folks. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.